everybody. Welcome. It's KPR Network. I'm your host, Rashonda Hayes, aka Ro, and I'm here with my co-host. What's up, y'all? Introduce
What's up, bro?
yourselves.
What's up, bro? What's up, Bake? First 55, all the way live, 8 toes down and ready to go.
That's
I
right.
like that. That's right.
That's right. I like that one. Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, bud? It's your man, Bake, Oliver Baker, aka Bake Boogie, also known as Bake Nasty, your mama's favorite stepdaddy. And we are fresh off of a high school class reunion.
Yes, we are a 30-year class reunion, class of 92. We really was in the building last night. We showed up.
It showed out.
Showed out.
Yeah, we did. We did. We had a really good time. Yeah, you guys had a good time.
Oh yeah.
And you know what's crazy, y'all? Almost was not gonna go.
Oh man,
I was very close to not going. I was like, I don't even know if I want to go. And then I was like, you know what? I don't know when I'm gonna see everybody again. You know what I'm saying? Because we already I hadn't seen so many of them since we graduated. You know,
and it was good. It was good to see your guy with you too. You know, supporting you.
Yeah. Because at first he wasn't gonna go either, and then I was like, "You sure you don't want to go?" And this was right before I went and bought that ticket, and he was like, he said, "I'll roll with you." You know, so yeah, it was cool. You know, because he's class of '87 from Samoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cool class too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so shout out to everybody. Shout out to class of 92, whatever high school you went to. But we represent Santa Monica High School. And so, yeah, shout out to all of our fellow alumni.
That's right.
Yeah, y'all. So this news is crazy. We got the police in the news again. This past week, rest in peace to Tyree Nichols. I hope I'm saying the brother's name right. Nichols, yeah. You know, rest in peace to him, and you know, strength and comfort for his family. You know, sad situation, y'all. So he was just trying to get home, right?
Yep.
Trying to get home, and that's pretty much what he told the police officer. So I didn't watch the video. Have you guys watched it?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
watched it. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to watch it, y'all.
I have the first 48 in my head, so I watched it over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Is that right?
And that's where I found out that there were white cops involved. That's why I kept watching over and over. In the first clip that they show you, the people who pull them out of the car, their arms are white. And then when they tase them, you see a white hand with the taser gun. But they say only five black cops, but there was 2 white cops there.
I wonder if that's gonna come out, because it's
coming out right now. People already made us think of it. Everybody already pointed it out. Social media is such a powerful tool.
It really is. And you know what's crazy, y'all? You would think that with the way social media is today, I mean, it's automatic news coverage, right? We don't even have to wait for something to come on the news at 5 and 6 and all of that kind of stuff. It's literally coming on, period.
He almost made it home.
Yeah.
He was literally like a house or 2 away. Because again, just like in George Floyd, they beat this guy so bad that he started calling for his mama.
Yeah.
And I keep telling her, I told this to my own mama. I was like, when we discussed about the George Floyd, I told her, I was like, Mom, that means he was on his last leg. When you call for your mama, that means you on your soul is starting to leave.
My God.
I know this for a fact. That means your body, you leaving your body. So you saying goodbye to your mom. When you screaming out, Mom, you're saying goodbye.
Wow. Well, let me say, if we don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Because I have a son, you know.
Yeah.
and several nephews. And it just really fucks me up.
It is. This one is it's horrible what they did. That's why the silver lining in this right now is it was black and white. This is not about color. So if it was the Derek Chauvin, everybody's like, well, he was white. It has nothing to do with that. That shield that they wear is what the problem is. Yes.
You cannot continue to operate that police system the way that it's been operating from the time police systems ever became enforced, because it started off slave patrol.
Thank you.
So it's still operating in that. I mean, yeah, they got the protect and serve. And I mean, I feel some kind of way. The cops have really signed up to do the job, to really protect and serve. I was watching a TikTok yesterday, and it was two brothers, and it's like, when you see cops, they were basically like, you see cops acting like this, and we got to put on this uniform, knowing the job is already hard enough. You know what I'm saying? And then here you got these making the rest of y'all look bad. It's terrible, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, one of the issues that we face is policing and having policing in our own communities, right? But in order to make some adjustments locally, you got to get involved. A lot of times we don't have local organizations to force any type of change. And if we're not having these conversations and trying to eradicate some of the things that are happening within the police departments locally, like we were discussing how we're on the Coalition for Police Reform here in Santa Monica, and one of the things that happened last year was we finally got a police commission. Santa Monica had never had a police commission before, and so that means the police department was policing themselves. And so how when you have that type of dynamic, with the police department policing themselves, what do you think's going to happen? You're not going to see too much oversight, and you're going to see a lot of sweeping under the rug. So I'm not exactly sure about this police department. I know that there was a sister chief there, and she, was talking about how she wasn't aware of some of the things. But I think, beyond these officers, black, white, Latino, whoever, I think it's imperative that each community start actively taking some kind of initiative to make change within their city alone. Forget nationally, but just go to figure out what can you do in your local city to bring about change.
But
that's real.
But it has to be together though. We can't just be, Santa Monica does it over here, nobody else does it over here. Everybody's got to do it, and do it systematically at the same time, so that the pressure is on them. We keep doing this little dipping and diving. Okay, somebody got beat here, somebody died here, somebody beat here, we'll go over here. That's what the problem is. We waiting until it happens, and then we need to act together. Everybody act together and put pressure on these guys. Until you break the police union. That's the juggernaut.
Yeah, because they're all on some blue lives stuff, right? Across the board. And it's just, I get what you're saying though, Bake, and I think that it is going to take everybody in every community wanting to go, doing that, being a part of it, saying, look, but everybody has to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? For it to really be an impact. I mean, there's got to be some type of different laws that are passed. So here's one thing too. because you know it came up where, oh, isn't it ironic how these Black officers were arrested so fast and so on and so forth. But to my knowledge, in that state, when they got a new commissioner or whoever it was that they voted in recently, that person was like, they were going to take action on police officers.
The chief, the new chief, the system.
Yeah, for misconduct. And so, and they're not playing about that. Mm-hmm. And that's why these officers were arrested so fast. Because of course some people want to say, well, it was because they were Black. That's why they would know. No. They are taking
because
action.
they did a heinous crime and they needed to be arrested, no matter Black, white, or indifferent, or anything else.
And so when in these other states, when you don't see these officers arrested as fast, they're more so being protected by this whole Blue Lives Matter, this Blue Lives Union thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when you got a chief and a commissioner that's not playing no games, you know.
And that's the thing. The chief of them, the ones that are not playing no games, the only way they're gonna be able to uphold that is to be separate from them.
Instead of trying, because they're too busy trying to be their friend, right, and protect. No, you have to stand, because that's a reflection to me. Like if I was a chief or a commissioner or whatever, how these officers act, that's a reflection of me. Exactly. If I'm running this department, you know what I'm saying? I want this department ran right. I want it ran with integrity. You know, I don't want people who get this gun and this badge and they're abusing their authority. Yeah. There was absolutely no reason. So when you guys watched the video, was there any reason? I mean, it's never a reason, right? To beat anybody like that. No. You know, because of course people are like, well, did he not comply?
No, you know what? Because if we're going to do that, and I know it's bad to compare orange and apples, but no, they showed us the video of the guy with Nancy Pelosi husband. He had an axe in his hand. They could have shot him right there, but they didn't, did they? That man was still alive on that video, and he wielded the axe onto another person, and they were like, "Stop, stop, stop!" So police know when they can use how they can use restraint and physical force, but it just seems here's another case where a Black life doesn't matter. We're saying Black Lives Matter. They're showing us that your life, doesn't really matter to the people.
I think that the system, and I don't know this for sure, but it seems to me that police system was designed to kill on sight, automatic, Black people, people of color. And when you think about, go ahead, Pudge.
Well, they said it was called the Scorpion Unit.
Yeah.
It's called the Scorpion Unit, and that's what pretty much, they said they were there for big crimes like assault, major assault cases and gang and all that stuff like that. But the subterranean part of that group was to pretty much terrorize Black people.
Wow. And it's crazy because you have Black people in the Scorpion unit to terrorize other Black people. This is disgusting. This is disgusting.
Mm-hmm. It's taking it back to slavery, because that's what they would do on the slave plantation. They would go get a couple of brothers, get them, they get a couple of clothes, get just a little bit of meal, and they think they better than the slaves that are picking the cotton, and have them go, rough them up.
House nigga shit, huh?
Yeah.
House nigga shit.
Shit.
It's scary. It's so scary, and I mean, and then we do got to talk about the conspiracy theory side of it too.
Okay.
They say that Nichols was dating the ex-wife of one of those cops.
The guy they killed.
The guy that got killed was dating. Probably didn't even know it. Probably didn't even know he was dating her.
I mean, because he was 29.
Yeah.
And I think he has a child, right? He left behind a child.
Great family. He had no record.
No record. I mean, they even showed him.
He was a skateboarder,
Skateboarder, yeah.
and a photographer.
Come on.
And I watched the video. I watched the home video that they played. You know, I was crying my ass off because this guy, he reminds me of me. This guy smiles. He smiles more than me.
Very gentle and humble in heart.
He was smiling every video that they show a clip. He was looking like me. I was like, that's me.
Yeah,
that could be me.
Yeah,
I got no record.
When I saw his pictures, I said, wow. I said, that was Black boy joy right there.
Yes.
And that's what they hate, y'all. They hate to see Black men being joyful and happy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They hate to see it, period, with people of color. But I feel like Black men, they really don't want to see you brothers joyful and happy. And it's sad because they will use us against each other. And again, this goes back, like you say, back in those slavery days, and it's still happening. You still got these people who will look just like us and will come against us.
Won't be forced, bro.
Hey, John Singleton said it in Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
He said it in the movie with the black cop. He gave us that warning. He was like, he was saying, that cop got up on you. He's like, I hate you, black boy. He's like, wait a minute, you black.
Yeah. But it's so much self-hate. And they don't even realize it. I mean, this thing, you guys, it's really deep because we're so used to seeing it when it's white cops that have done it. You know what I'm saying? That do it. And think of how many cases like this that maybe don't get televised, that don't get recorded. Maybe nobody was there to see to be able to record it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey, that's the only good thing Will Smith ever said before the slap. He said, he's like, it's because it's being recorded. That's the only difference. Is that it's now we'll be able to see it. It's been happening for millennia.
Yeah, it's been happening. It's been happening.
Babe. But that's one of the reasons why I mentioned trying to make change within your community, and coming up with groups and going to speak to your police department. Because remember, we had the Black Panthers in the 60s, right? And the Black Panthers, they were coming about to making a radical change.
Right.
But I see that we're afraid now because we're just not that aggressive. So it sounds like we need to make a civil approach to this problem that we have. And so if that's the case, then we can't be cowards and be like, oh, I don't mess with the police, or there's in our community we got this thing that we're all gangsters and thugs, but at the end of the day, we can't be all gangsters and thugs or all doing criminal activity, because when a brother like this loses his life to police officers, then we get upset and want to rally behind them. You know what I mean? But the thing is that we got to start taking action before this type of stuff happens to eliminate this type of thing. And I think that becomes my frustration, is saying, well, damn, like our people, we always can come and we can, moan and groan about the after effect, but what are we doing to stop it from happening? Because, and again, we can always say this person, that person, but we got to stop this white man, black man thing. This is just people, period, and authority, and people who are trying to wield their power over others. So when they put that costume on, that badge and that gun, it makes them think that they have the authority and privileges that others don't. And, I think that's what's happening. Because when you get pulled over, man, why you pull me over? Man, that's not my civil rights. You violate my civil rights. And it goes downhill from there. So there has to be a better solution, but we can't be afraid to have these tough dialogues in the communities that we live in. That's all I'm thinking.
I'm with you on that, Bank. And I thought you were headed in a different direction with what you were saying, and maybe this is part of it too, though, because you were saying how we're so quick to come together, the aftermath. and we want to rally and we want to protest and this, but what are we doing beforehand? One of the things we have to start doing, we still are a people who have got to start loving each other. We got to start loving each other. And that starts with us really loving ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And because that's the whole thing. It's like, if you don't even love yourself, you can't really even love anybody else. You could pretend to, or whatever. It could be self-serving, but you have to, like, we have to be there. We got to protect one another. We're still just not doing that.
And social media and all this has gained the way for a lot of lip wrestling and a lot less doing, we used to have to put a lot of boots on the ground and have to do a lot of things, but social media has allowed us just to be conversationalists and not very much activists.
Yeah, and you got to be careful too on social media, because I dig deep. There's a lot of those people who post stuff. They're doing it from behind the door. They're getting paid to do shit, to say counteractive black shit. Black people to go say counteractive black, the Candace Owens type of shit. But they're doing it they down to us now. They got us now, our level now, getting paid off now to say things. Watch, be discernment, big discernment.
Any black person that's telling you against Joe Biden and for Donald Trump, something wrong. I'm just saying, something wrong. Because one party is for progressiveness and another party is not. We know what's going on.
It's pretty easy to see.
Man. On that note, again, rest in peace to Tyree Nichols. And it's easy to say, pray for his family, his daughter, and all that kind of stuff. But it's just like, it's just so much more that has to take place than just prayer and good thoughts. It really is. We really have to get active. If faith without works is dead, we really have to get more active to see, like what you said, like what you were saying, Bake, and both of you guys, to really bring about the change. Everybody has to come together and, be a part of their communities. Me living where I'm living right now, I didn't grow up in this community. You know what I'm saying? And so I really have to sit back and think about things, because it's like, how do I get involved in a city that I didn't grow up here? You know what I'm saying? And it's not even predominantly Black here. It's predominantly Asian and Caucasian here.
Yeah. That's Torrance.
Yeah.
And they got a mean history police department over there.
I recall, since I've been living over here, hearing of something about but those police officers actually got fired because they were harassing young Black boys. You know what I'm saying? And profiling them. And again, it's across the board. And it really has to, the whole system has to be torn down and rebuilt, because they keep trying to implement new things, but you're not taking out the old things. You can't put new wine in the old wine skins. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to tear it all down and rebuild it for it to be completely new. It has to be established on a new system, new statements, new decrees, whatever it is. It has to be torn down and rebuilt with new ethics and everything. So
it can happen. Everybody's like, well, that it can never happen. Yes, it can.
Yes, it can.
Yes, it can. It's like I keep saying, the research that I've been doing this whole week it's getting me to the conclusion that it's the curse of the badge. I call it now, because my question has been, why is it that it doesn't matter what race puts on that badge? You got to understand that there's not one race we can say that took that badge on. We can say, well, Asians are good, Black people are good behind that badge. None of them.
No.
Now you got gay, lesbian, transgender cops. They doing it to the other transgenders and gay people. You see what I'm saying? They're setting up a Gestapo of every color, race, creed, and then attack everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's the curse, and it's I call it the curse of the badge, because as soon as that badge goes on, all that good just sucks out of you.
Tell them where they can find us real quick.
Yes.
That's what you know, babe.
and yes, you can find us at KPR_network on Instagram. You can find us here at YouTube at KPR Network. And if you want to drop us a line, give us some questions, or just have drop us a new topic that we should be talking about, the KPR Network at gmail.com.
All right,
and
y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I appreciate you saying that, Pudge, because I think after last night, more people from our community should be aware that of what we've been doing. Because I know I was bragging on that.
That's right.
I was telling people, they were like, "What? Oh, I didn't know that."
I'm so mad. I wish we would have had our jackets, right?
We would have shut it down.
Man.
Yeah, we would have shut it down.
Yeah. It's all good, though.
But next week we should have our thing.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So real quick before we get out, the last 2 Sundays we've talked about some things that's been going on with transgenders showing up in spaces that it's just not ready, it's not the time, and now we have transgenders. They want to take out the song, Aretha Franklin song, Natural Woman. What's going on?
You make me feel like, here's the key word, natural.
Yeah. This song has been a staple in households. It's been a staple for women, ever since the song came out. I don't even know how old the song is. I'm sure I know it's over 30 years old, right?
It's got to be from the 60s, right?
Yeah. 50, over 50, right?
Probably. And I mean, it's like, look, to me, it's almost like they're trying to erase the natural woman. Like, you don't want me to exist. I am a natural woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's not my fault that you were not born a natural woman. So it's kind of like, what's really going on here?
One of the articles was saying it's got something to do with privilege, and this has more to do with our Caucasian brothers and sisters who happen to be, on the other side of the coin, where, if it doesn't work for them, then they want to erase it, which is, it's a privilege thing. Once again, saying, I don't, it's what did they say? They feel like it's what was the key word? They feel like I forgot. But anyway, no, you just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it gets to go away. No, dude, like you say, Ro, you were born how you were born. I was born how I was born, and it's a natural thing. Now, if you want to do if you want to go through procedure and do that, that's fine. But you can't. I mean, come on, Aretha Franklin, you want to get rid of it? Yeah.
I mean, it's what we're seeing, y'all. As we get ready to close out, is just all these people feeling privileged and feeling like they have the authority and the power to say and do whatever, and it's supposed to go their way. And unfortunately, because there's other people in power who are just like these people, it ends up going their way a lot of times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right, Rowan. And it hurts others. So
it hurts others. They're only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about who they're hurting in the process. The people, the 2 transgender women who went to the gym who still have penises wasn't thinking about the women that they could hurt or make feel uncomfortable. We got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. Well, we're out of time right now. We're gonna have to pick these conversations back up next week, because it's so much more to unpack here, y'all. But until then, love yourself, love one another. Peace.
Peace.